Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. I'm Kelsey. This is Rachel. Andy Ruiz has undergone a shocking transformation over the last 5 weeks, where he slimmed down a lot since his, media tour to promote the second fight. I was a little concerned in having seen him in the media tour because he looked bigger than he did when he fought Anthony Joshua at a robust 200.
He just got that Snickers,
You guys got that Snickers belt, and on those Snickers, he was 268 for the Joshua fight, which is not anywhere close to his lowest and best weight as a professional prize fighter. That happened, of course, because he got the late notice for that fight a month and or his outside the ring issues with eating. But it looks like he's taking training very seriously for his rematch. I wanted to know, Rachel, what is your expert opinion on whether that's a good idea or a bad idea?
I guess I have a little bit of concern because Anthony Joshua is a really big guy, and wasn't Andy Ruiz like already the smaller fighter?
Yeah.
Even at his largest, or
like
even at the weight he came
smaller.
in. Yeah, like he's smaller, shorter. So I guess I have a little bit of concern that are you gonna be able to maintain your strength, power, all that while you also lose weight?
Right. Yeah. Well, I think from my perspective, it matters. Like, what is the reason why he's losing weight?
Yeah.
Is he losing the weight as part of his training program that is designed to make him faster and stronger and quicker? Or is he losing weight because everybody was talking about how big he looked and because he feels bad on the inside? If it's option 2, that's not a good reason, right?
Right.
That's absolutely
now,
not how you want to go.
You want to be at your best for your upcoming fight against Joshua.
You definitely don't want to be concerned about things that don't matter.
It doesn't, like what's on the outside for this, like really doesn't matter. We've seen plenty of athletes who, to all outward appearances, you're kind of like, well, they don't really look that athletic, but they are like Hall of Famers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the point is that you don't want to spend time and energy preparing for a fight thinking about what other people think about you. Because the only thing that matters in a boxing ring is what happens inside the boxing ring. So I hope, now I had an idea when I was on the talk box with Michael Woods, we talked about this fight. And I said that there are basically 2 things that happen when a guy like Andy Ruiz was in his situation. Either the win that he experienced, the shocking upset, would give him a new lease on life, and he would train harder, he would be better than he's ever been, he would become the heavyweight champion that he already is inside, like he would have, that would light a fire under him to be the best he can possibly be, to reach his full potential. Or he just eat a bunch of Snickers and pizzas and all that stuff and just chill out because, hey, he finally got this thing that he wanted to do, and now he's done, right? He achieved this outcome, and now he's done. It looks like it might be the better of those 2 things, in that Andy Ruiz, at least we don't know. I don't talk to Andy Ruiz and like watch what he does and ask him what he thinks. But it appears just from the outside looking in that he's taking this rematch very seriously, and that creates an interesting dynamic, I think, for the rematch, that I just assume that he would come in and around 268 pounds again. It will be the same fighter. But if he's leaner, if he's faster, if he's stronger, if he's better, if he has the ability to box for a full 12 rounds at a high pace, I don't know. That's a pretty tough fight for Anthony Joshua in the second fight, who definitely had difficulties with Ruiz's fast hands, right? I think we talked about this fight before and thought that Ruiz maybe would just try to take him to the later rounds, and then, Joshua would just try to take him to box him to the later rounds, and then his conditioning, let that set in. But what if homeboy comes in conditioned and ready to go for 12 full rounds, Rachel?
Yeah, my hope is that whoever's in charge of Andy Ruiz and his conditioning and training, that, he can pose for some pictures and writers out there can be like, oh, look at the new, body on Andy Ruiz or whatever, and they can say whatever. But my hope is that in his camp, in training, they are doing what is best for their fighter to be heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
And if that is being a little leaner, then by all means. I'm just not always convinced that that's the answer. You know what I mean?
It's not the answer, like the top answer. It's part of the whole answer, I think. Like, obviously, a fighter if a fighter is faster and stronger and can work those parts into his game, if he has better physical fitness, that'll help him become a better fighter. But it's not like
there's a difference between like better physical fitness and like just
what you look
being
on the outside.
lean, like just losing weight.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
There's a difference between bodybuilding,
yeah,
which is focused on how you look, and what professional fighters do, which
strength
gets them ready for fights. That's
a
whole different thing. And one of them is functional, and one of them is just what it is. It's what it looks like. We are what we look like, Rachel. We are Kelsey and Rachel from Real Talk with Kelsey and Rachel. We thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to our show. We're glad you come and hang out with us. Come on back every day if you want.